Hello everybody, welcome to this video that I just decided I was gonna make. So I'm making a dress, as you could probably tell from the title, maybe. But yeah, this is my introduction to this video. So as you can see, it's gonna be very professional. Watch, I'll even put something right here. Maybe, if I figure out how to do that. I will. Anyways, so I went to the store, decided I was gonna do this, and I bought this fabric. It's velvety blue, yeah. And I roughly estimated if I wrap a yard of fabric around me and like it'll work, and then the length of my body is about 2 yards to make a dress. So then I got 3.5. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what I'm doing next, because I don't know. So, I've decided to think about this rationally. Do I still think this is a good idea? No. Am I still gonna do it? Yes. So, after thinking about it, decided my first plan of action, there's a spider web right there, is to tell my mama I'm doing this because I am using her sewing machine. So, and I just think it'll be funny what she's gonna say when I tell her I'm gonna make a dress without a pattern or really any plan at all. So, if you want to see that, that'll probably be funny. Well guys, this isn't going well. I don't know if anybody is home. Good thing I have a key to their house. That one's not even locked. Let's see. All the lights are off, so it's not looking good. Hey, Mama. I just wanted to inform you that I bought fabric to make a dress. It's my practice dress.
Let's fit.
Well, I think it'll fit.
No, it won't without pieces.
But I learned how to make
the bias
pieces.
and all that other stuff. You don't know what pieces to cut which way.
Well,
I don't either.
The bodice pieces, they were all like this way, was like along the bias.
Let me see your picture. You saw how we matched notches and dots and all that
But
stuff.
we won't have to match the notches and dots.
Yeah, and then your skirt's going to be cattywampus. Instead of it going like this, it's going to go like this.
But
out to the side.
But if this is my thing, if we line up the line, like you make a line down the middle of your piece, you know, and then cut it along, lined up with the bias, then it's not gonna be all wonky. And and we won't have I don't need all the top pieces the way that I want to do it.
Yes, you do, if you're gonna do it over one shoulder like that.
But it won't be the same. I have
obviously probably won't turn out the same.
No, I have a vision.
You're giving me home palpitations.
I have a vision, Mama. I think it'll work.
Where's McCall's? Where is McCall's book?
It's just practice. It's my practice.
And you see this?
Yeah, I wanted it to stretch. That was my only, I was like, I'm looking for stretchy fabric.
Well, you bought stretchy fabric last time, and you saw what a nightmare that was.
But it was like stretchy in a bad way. This is stretchy in a good way. Well, you see the other fabric, like, it's stretched while sewing it, but when wearing it, it didn't seem like it stretched.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No.
So I thought this was a good compromise. I think it'll be okay.
I knew I should have went to pick up the medal with Papa.
it's a great idea.
Nuts.
Well, I just think that we don't need a pattern. If I can see in my head what it's gonna look like, I don't know why we need one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now that you said it like that.
Yeah. Like, I
Hey,
just
hey.
cut out the right shape.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
lady,
What?
you crazy girl, you crazy woman.
I personally think it's a great idea.
All right, I love you.
Love you.
I was just seeing if you thought of anything else at the grocery store.
No. A dress.
What?
A prom dress.
Oh, you could just make
No,
one.
this is, yeah. And this is just a
Hey.
practice. It's a practice dress.
Yeah.
It's
Just wrap. Let me get a couple of skeins of material.
schemes.
And I'll
Yes.
just wrap it around her.
I see, that's how I calculated how much fabric I would need.
Yeah, that's what she did.
And then I added like a little more.
Bye, dear. Love you.
Bye, love you.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know about you guys, but I think she's convinced, fully on board. I even drew her a pattern by professionals, clearly. And yeah, I think she's in full support and she's ready to get started. Well, it's been 2 months. Sorry, not 2 months. Well, it's been 4 months since my last clip, so if you're confused, it's been 4 months. So my practice dress is either not gonna be practice or I'm gonna have to buy a dress. That's just where I am right now. And you would think that, you know, after I had time to think about it, then I'd be like, yes, I'm gonna get a pattern. Because I thought that too, honestly. I thought the exact same thing. In fact, I have 2 patterns right here for dresses. And we're gonna leave that there because we have a whole plan going on over here. You see. Don't ask me how I did that because I don't really know. If you want a tutorial on how to do this, I can make that. But I never done it before, so you probably don't want to see me do this. But I have a whole system going on here. I have stuff over here. The rest of my stuff right there that I was drawing with. So anyways, this is gonna be my dress pattern that I made. And then, you know, the back, I'll show you the back. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna show you the back because then you can see the rest of my messy house. So we're gonna turn the mannequin. Ta-da! So, that's what it's looking like. And we're gonna transfer that onto some paper so we can start making pieces for my dress for prom that is in a month. I think it'll work. Here's the paper. It's a really big roll of paper. So, I also discovered in my research that I probably don't have enough fabric. So if you are interested in seeing how this turns out, I know I am, then keep watching. Okay, I just thought you might like to see what I'm doing because, you know, that's probably why you're watching this video. So I have my paper laid out and here's my pieces. This is from the back of, okay. This is one of the back pieces of the mannequin. And I just laid it out on the paper and I kind of just traced on the line to bleed through And I straightened out my edges with this good old handy dandy ruler. There's my cat. So then, and you see like, I'm just kind of marking up as I go. Estimation, right? So, and then I have seam allowance going around the outside of my drawing here. And so this will be my pattern piece. I haven't really cut the top because I haven't decided how long this needs to be. So we're just leaving it extra long. So.
I'm getting you.
So this is my update. I cut all the pieces out from the pattern I made, and I cut them out. I cut all my pieces out of a sheet from the pattern I made, and I put it together and it made something that looked like a dress. So I decided that to have faith in my pattern, even though that was probably not the best decision. Laid out my fabric, just barely had enough, had to squeeze a lot. I'll insert a picture of that. So anyways, now I have my pieces. I'm currently working on putting my lining together. Sitting in front of my sewing machine right now. And yes, I am working on it. And I know this is a terrible tutorial, but you know, maybe it's like more like come along on the journey with me, you know? And I know this is a bad angle, but this is just where I'm sitting right now in front of a sewing machine. So, like, you know, so it is what it is. Anyways, I can't balance this again, so I'm just gonna say goodbye for now, and I'll update you in a second with some more pictures. Hello, everybody. I'm in the sewing room. I have lots of sewing stuff. I know it looks like a hunting room. It's a sewing room, trust me. But here's my sheet dress. I only made it to the knees that I made out of my sheet. It has the lining and everything. See here. Anyways, so this is my sheet dress that I made to check my pattern, but it's coming in handy to know how to do the real thing. This is the lining, so this is a pretty side, but it's gonna go on the inside. It's gonna be like this. I know this is a horrible description, but you know, I hope this is entertaining. It's this part, right? So we're gonna put it on the mannequin this way, pretty side in. And people who don't sew a lot might be like, what? But I promise it'll work out. You'll see, you'll see. So anyways, I finished the lining with my real fabric. I'll insert a picture of my practice dress. I call this a practice dress right here, hopefully. So yeah, this is the lining. This is how it's going. We'll see what I do next. I'm debating whether to finish, like, go ahead and sew the sleeve today, or if I should wait and do the sleeve when I'm not tired, because I've been doing this most of the day. So anyways, hold on. Oh, I almost dropped it. So, this is how it's looking so far. I know, it looks like a mess. It'll work out, because I'm determined. So, while I'm here, tour of the sewing room, I guess. Here's the sewing machine. It's a very big, very nice. Love it. The chair, everything. Over here we have the ironing board, the cutting board. That's a quilt I'm working on, actually. This is a scrap piece. Here's my mannequin for every step of the way, and then we lay stuff out on the bed all the time. So that's where some of my pattern is right there. So yes, this is what I'm working with right now. This is where my dress will be created. Okay, I know I'm horrible at doing a step-by-step, but I really tried. I'm trying. So I got a lot done. This is my dress so far. I just hit it. This is the outside. I had the lining done last time you saw, I think. We ran into some problems. Here, I'll try and show you over here. So I'm using a stretchy stitch, and apparently it changes every time you turn the machine off and I turn it back on. So I did quite a few seams without the stretchy stitch, which is pretty crucial. But luckily, I got both the front seams before I did that. So I haven't done the back yet. So I changed it back to do the back. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal, but I don't really know. So we'll see how it goes. I don't really know what you've seen and what you haven't at this point. Like, I'm trying. So I have all my pieces here. My skirt pieces are still laying on the bed under here. I'm just putting them together. This is my shirt. Ignore that. Putting them together. And I'm about to attach the lining to the dress. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna expose myself real quick. The real reason that I have been really bad about showing what I'm doing is that I tend to watch shows on my phone while I'm sewing and doing stuff, and I'm recording on my phone. So I switched to the TV. I have The Office on now. So I can finally actually show you what's happening. So, yeah. Okay. So here's how the seam turned out. I'm gonna have to iron this. But I just made a clean seam there. Turned it the right way. Anyways, it's hard to see like this because I have a shirt on. But yeah. I'll iron this and get back to you. Sorry I didn't pause The Office. I realize that's probably really annoying. Yeah. So this is what it's looking like. I ironed it a little, not a lot. I just pinned it in the back, so this is what we got going on. It's just pinned at the top there. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. Obviously, I don't have any of this pinned, but this is how it's laying. Lining is attached. And yeah, I'm gonna fold this under and hand sew it later. So this is still open right there. But yeah, that's what's going on. Here's a little, sneak peek. Sorry, little sneak peek how it's gonna look. Anyways, ta-da.
Okay, there, the first look. Whoa, look at that beautiful girl.
That is pretty.
Just almost sewed up.
Oh my gosh, the camera angles. It's not getting better though. There's no way. Okay, as always, I have forgot to film what I'm doing. I sewed the skirt together. It was mostly just straight seams. It wasn't anything super difficult. Attached the skirt to the, the dress part. I'll show you a picture of that. And then I did the base stitch along the lining, and the good side to kind of like just hold it together, because it was hard to like lay it when it wasn't like stitched where the zipper would go, you know, right there. And then it still wasn't laying right, and then I remembered that I was supposed to do this stitch on the lining. You know, like your seam allowance here, you're supposed to stitch that to the lining. I didn't do that. And so now I made it harder for myself because I already did the basting part. And I don't really want to take it out because I didn't use as loose as a stitch as I should have. And because I didn't think I would mess it up. Never assume you're not going to mess something up, because it always happens. It always does. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm pinning the seam allowance down so I can sew it to the lining. Should this have been done like first, like right after I attached the lining to it? Yeah, it should have. But we can't dwell on the past. We can only keep moving forward. And if you have a problem with the camera angles, I'm not a videographer, okay? I'm doing my best. But I hope you're enjoying the video so far. So today is February 22nd. Oh, it's 2/22/22. It's Tuesday. Get it? With the 2. Tuesday. Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm doing that on that day. And prom is March 12th. So I have about 3 weeks. So yeah, and I have a lot of stuff going on with my ankle injury. So I have that going on. Hopefully we'll have that all settled before all the stressful stuff happens. So I know y'all didn't care. You really didn't. But this is my entertainment. So I'm gonna finish doing this, and then hopefully I'll remember to update you after, or at least insert a picture on what I've gotten done. So see you in just a sec. A lot has happened since the last clip. I did that. I pinned the seam. You saw me do that. And then I went to sew it, and I'm trying to put this down. It's not working. Went to sew that seam, and the machine like broke. It didn't break, but it like stopped working and was making really scary noises. So anyways, had to take that seam out like completely. Sorry, my phone just ran out of storage and I had to delete a bunch of stuff. But we're back in business for now, so I'm gonna get this short and sweet until I can delete some more photos. So machine stopped working, had to take out the whole seam, fix the machine. I went back to sewing, and didn't work. My mom ended up doing the seam, but it is done. Like I said, you can't even see it. It's a seam on the inside. So it just holds the lining down to like I can't remember the word. It just holds it up. So it folds like this instead of like folding in on itself. So it just makes it look nicer on the outside. Can't even see it. My mom did that seam. I promise I've done everything else. So no one like come at me in the comments, be like, oh, you didn't actually do that. It's your mom. No, she did that. Anyways, so now I'm pinning this sleeve right here, and I'm gonna hand sew that. And then after that, I'm going to start hemming the bottom. I'm gonna hand sew that, and then just add in the zipper. I have it pinned, but I just gotta put the zipper in, and then it'll be done, guys. It'll be done. All this work about to pay off. I'm not gonna jinx it. Oh, I also have to fix this. So it doesn't really, you can kind of see how you can see better right here, how it like drops down a little bit. I'm gonna fix that, which no one else would notice that except for me, but I'm still gonna fix it. And then I'll be done. So excited. Okay, I'm a little late to the game again, like always. I'm putting in the zipper. I have done one side. I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing and I knew how to do it before I even tried to explain what I was doing. Because I kind of forgot how to put in the zipper since I made my last dress. So anyways, I had already messed up before I started because with an invisible zipper, you're supposed to put in the zipper first before you do the rest of the seam down. And I had already done the seam like from where I wanted the zipper to stop to the end of the dress. I shouldn't have done that. I should have put the zipper in first and then from there done the rest of the seam. So I was already going into this at a disadvantage. I decided I wasn't going to take the zipper down as far so then I could meet from the seam to the zipper and hopefully not have any bubbles or where it didn't line up right. But I just did the first side. I'll show you how that went. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Okay. So this, you sew it onto the good side. I know that probably stresses people out. You sew the zipper on, like this is the outside of my dress. And you sew it on like this, 5/8. And you sew right along the edge of this right here. Like these are the teeth. And then after I finish both sides of the zipper, I'm gonna sew this down to the lining. But it's, see, you can just barely see the teeth right here. So this side is not sewn yet. But if you zip this up, hold on, I have it flipped the wrong way. If you zip this up, you can see that you will not be able to see the teeth of the zipper doing it this way. Do not get a regular zipper if you want the zipper to be invisible. It doesn't work, okay? You have to get an invisible zipper. But this is how I did it, and I'll show you pinning the other side. When you're starting to pin your zipper to the other side, make sure you zip this first, because if you don't zip it, you can get confused and see, I'll show you. If you don't zip it, you can get confused. Instead of sewing it this way, you could flip it and turn it, and then whenever you try to zip it up, you're gonna have a twisted zipper. So first and foremost, zip up your zipper to pin. Second most important thing is to find where it needs to go, like where the top lines up, because you need to start it from the same place where it lines up nicely when you zip it. You want it to be even and nice and pretty, so you need to know that as well, first and foremost. I pinned this over my seam allowance to make sure I knew where the top of my zipper wanted to go. And then I'll show you how I pin that in just a second. Okay, so now that I have where I want my top to go, I put it at roughly where the seam allowance should be, 5/8. Your zipper, like the teeth of your zipper, should line up with the seam allowance. So I use this, sorry guys. Okay, I use this little ruler. It's very small. You see some that have a little thing that slides up and down, same thing. That might actually work better. In that case, you would put your slide at 5/8 of an inch and it's easier to tell. But what I do is I take this and I line this edge up to 5/8 and put the zipper teeth against the ruler, and that's where I put my pin at. And I'm just gonna do that all the way down. Okay, I got my whole side pinned all the way down. More pins is better than less pins, all situations. So now we're gonna line this up here and bring it down, and exactly where you stopped on the first side, you need to stop on the second side that you do. So find out where that is. For me, it's right here, and put a pin right here. So then you know to stop there.